Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy Series Playthrough, episode 332, Final Fantasy Type-0, Part 4. Last week, you will note I did not end here. That's because 5 minutes after I ended the stream, I remembered that we were going to do the long-term training or whatever between episodes, so I came back and ran over here and did this. Earned 4,265 XP. We might have earned quite a bit of XP here. Feels like we gained about 5 levels from that. I'll call that beneficial. Might be a case if I want to make sure I send my lowest level character on that every week instead of Ace. But maybe not. Yeah, more better dodging. I will take that. Okay. Have a quest active? No. Look around for some quests. Alright, I count 3 talk to events so far. Depending on how many of those we see, we might just do them all. Viewing the Crystarium will be the last thing we do. 4. 5. Hey, Class 0, you got impeccable timing. I got a favor to ask for you, but don't tell anybody about it, okay? You want me to go... Okay. Currently need 10 hours for the hangouts. $12 hours. That is something we will do later. 14 hours.
You look well.
Okay, we have 3 go outside quests. And 14 hours worth of hangouts. 16, 18, 20, 24. $26, 28. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the tradings. That's it for today. Oh, that's it for today. Dismissed. Oh, I meant to ask, but... Oh my gosh, AC, were you just about to call our CO mother? Well, it's going faster than I can read it out loud, so... Machina's level 18, so our new cutoff is going to be... No, I think we're going to do level 20 as our cutoff. So Machina gets to come with us until we're level 20. Let's step into the city and make sure they haven't added new quests here. Doesn't look like it. Oh! They were not kidding about the destructive power of the Lassie. No. I also note they didn't tell us who won the fight. Now we're going to loop this way. Yeah, I think this is the right forest. We need to ID leaders. I didn't see anything in that pack that looked leader-like. It also might be we might need to check that forest. Alright, I'm gonna cross the bridge.
You. You can trust me! Now! turn.
I'll make you proud. Good luck.
I got this.
We haven't conquered this place yet, so I don't know if it's ours or Imperial. Okay, we don't control it. With the Imperial occupied forests of northern Togareth. Well, in this case, we might be changing what our target level is. Oh, so maybe I actually... No, I can't go there.
It's all you. You can trust me. It's your turn. I got this.
How's this?
Does this quest actually require me to go to an area I can't go to yet? I guess we have to undertake this expert trial. So we have wasted a time slot. I guess it's not entirely true that we've wasted a time slot. We've gained XP. The main issue is that I don't remember how to accept trials.
It's all you. You can trust me. It's your turn.
I'll make you proud. Good luck.
I got this.
Alright, now we need to go to the Crystarium and find out how to take trials. I think they might be a thing up in the command center, but I'm not sure. There we are, expert trials. Speak to the Tribune Academia's main gate to take part in expert trials. Participation in expert trials requires 12 hours of free time, 6 hours to leave Academia, 6 hours to complete the operation. Your destination is indicated on the map of Orients with an X, or with a cross sword. Expert trials are extremely difficult and most cannot be aborted, so proceed with caution. Okay. Well, now you know how do I... we're not high enough level to do any of these yet. I'm just an orderly in training, so I haven't received my assignment yet. Who's in charge of Class 0? Isn't it Arya? Arya's a girl of few words, isn't she? I've only heard her speak a handful of times. She's quite sharp, though, which is probably why Central Command assigned her to Class 0. Not only is she efficient, but she's modest, too. Most people are really patronizing and act like they're doing you a favor, but not Arya. I really admire her, and so do the other orderlies. She's all we ever talk about on break. That reminds me, I found this lying around in our break room. You can have it if you like. Oh, that class 3rd Moogle just pounds my pom-pom, Kupo. All he ever does is brag about how her cadets are so magically gifted. Class 6 specializes in magic too, you know. Just because my kids may not be as talented as hers does not mean Z has a right to rub it in. My class is filled with hard workers, though, and every one of them is determined to prove that they can be the best mage in all of academia, Kupo. Then again, you guys probably don't ever worry about something like class rankings. Every Kupo in the Dominion acknowledges that Class 0 is number 1, Kupo. You may know about the 4 champions of Rubrum, but did you know there was only one girl among them, Kupo? And it just so happens that she used to be one of my cadets, Kupo. Unfortunately, she and her comrades are no longer among the living, save Commander Kurosame. It turns out one of the 4 champions tried to murder his friends, Kupo. They say it was a terrible sight, but my cadet, oh, she was so brave, Kupo. With her last ounce of strength, she cast a healing spell on the commander in the hope that he might live on. Commander Kurosame did not wish to forget her noble sacrifice, so he wrote a note to himself in his own blood just as she drew her last breath, Kupo. Even though she was one of my class 4th cadets, I don't know much about the female champion. I've always been to ask Commander Kurosame about her, but I'm too scared, Kupo.
That's a lot of books, hey? I mean, I couldn't read all these if I read for the rest of my life, yo.
I read quickly. I could read them all if I live long enough.
You must be quiet inside the Crystarium. By the crystal, you are cadets. You should know better.
Hey, yo. That's going a little bit too far, don't you think, huh?
I've no interest in speaking to the uncultured.
What the hell did you just say? You want a piece of me, punk? Hey, yo!
9? That's enough.
You say I ain't cultured? I don't like to brag or nothing, but I can name all 4 crystal states in Orients, yo!
I hate to tell you this, 9, but that's not culture. It's common knowledge.
Well, if you'll just excuse me, I'd rather avoid contagion.
Oh, please. Don't worry about that. Surely you know stupidity isn't contagious, don't you? I wouldn't be here with you if it were.
Is that supposed to make me feel better, eh?
You know, I would recommend against insulting a very angry, possibly stupid man standing next to a guardrail with a high drop next to it. He might yeet you.
May
Hello?
I help you?
Oh, I know that crimson cape. You must be one of Dr. Al-Rashia's little prodigies. As it were, I have a little favor I'd like to ask you, cadets. One of my researchers had the misfortune of running into the Empire en route back to Academia. She managed to escape into Corsi Cave, but it appears she left behind a valuable historical tome. Surely the saviors of the Dominion would be able to assist me in retrieving the anthology, yes? Sure, I will accept that.
Good work.
Because I already have it. And that quest is still there, so we can pick it back up. Good. Ah, the camera's freaking out. Nice to meet you. I'm Tachibana from Class 2nd. I heard you guys haven't had any casualties yet. Pretty impressive. I mean, we have, but apparently we don't die. Our class is always fighting on the front lines, so we naturally have the most casualties as well as the highest turnover. As a result, we don't get to know each other very well. That's probably why not everyone treats each other with such indifference. Then again, getting upset over fallen comrades would just hold us back in the field. For warriors like us, losing our memories of the dead is truly a blessing. I'm not sure I agree with that, sir.
Hi.
In light of the incident at Torgareth, there is one fact of which we can be certain. The power of a Primus L'Cie is staggering. Surely you know about the L'Cie, yes? The term L'Cie refers to one who has received a focus from one of the 4 crystals. He who fulfills said focus turns to crystal. He who disobeys is cursed to live as Seath. Now, L'Cie is blessed with a power immeasurable and life eternal, and all for one sole purpose, to execute the will of his respective crystal. It is interesting to note that although we lose our painful memories of those who have died, the names and faces of L'Cie remain in our minds long after they turn to crystal. Seeing a L'Cie live such solitary existence that it can span several centuries, perhaps they simply outlive all those who might grieve for them. You Class 0 kids are really making a name for yourselves. You're good, but you still haven't experienced a lot of hand-to-hand combat, right? Why don't I give you some pointers? Sure. I'm sure you kids get tired of carrying around all that gear, but think about it. If you disarm and the enemy catches you off guard, you're dead meat, right? That's why the best advice I can give is always proceed with your weapon drawn. If you don't want to get sliced to pieces, that is. Uh-huh.
At ease. At ease.
Alright, that one we can do. That's not a big deal.
Help you?
Nope, don't need any of that.
What?
What's up? I dug up a little dirt on our CO. You want to hear? Sure. So get this. Turns out that that old Great Face used to be one of the 4 champions of Rubrum. It was this band of legendary cadets or something. It was this band of legendary cadets or something, kind of like us. Unbelievable, right? But it gets even juicier. Apparently one of them all of a sudden turned on the group and ended up scorching Kurisame's face. No wonder he's always wearing that mask. Here's where it gets spooky. The traitor always used to travel with a cactuar, kind of like the CO in his Tonberry. The rumor has it the cactuar still roams these halls today. So creepy. Maybe I'll just rest my eyes for a second.
You sure like chocobos, don't you?
Is that weird?
Of course not. My little brother's a cadet. He really likes chocobos too. So much so that he even insisted on naming my chocobo. I actually came here today to see him, but he had to go on a mission at the very last minute. Elite cadets don't have it easy.
We do our duty as cadets.
You're very mature for your age. Unlike my brother. Can I ask, do you have any little brothers or sisters? Somehow you look like you do.
Maybe. I really don't know who's older, who's younger.
You don't know?
Well, all Mother told us was that we're brothers and sisters. Even if they are my siblings, they tend to get in my way.
I used to think that about my brother.
Used to?
Yeah. My brother was gifted enough to be an elite cadet. But he made me feel like a failure. So, I used to keep my distance from him.
And it's different now?
Yeah. After I realized that we're brothers. You know, real bona fide brothers.
It took that long?
Yes, maybe I was a little slow. But I don't think you've realized it yet yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about siblings is, no matter how differently they think or how annoying they are, they share a common destiny. It's the epitome of unfairness, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I wanted to be a brother to any of those people.
Someday you'll understand too. When you have brothers and sisters, that means that you're not alone. It's not like having a friend or a sweetheart. The bond is more gritty, you know? Kinda awkward, but comforting at the same time. It's not just because you're related. And it's not just from spending a long time living together. Well, that's my theory. Anyway.
So, what does the bond come from then?
It comes from having to face our respective fates alongside each other. At least that's what I think. But hey, why am I going on like this? I guess I just needed someone to talk to, since I didn't get to talk to my brother. Thank you for standing in for my brother.
Hey, what's your name?
Izana. Izana Kunagiri.
Rem's turn. Interesting, seeing as her Rem isn't one of us.
The medications are not working. Your symptoms have gotten worse.
How much time do I have left?
I can't say, but perhaps you'd best begin saying your goodbyes. I heard from my predecessor that you want to fight on the battlefield as a cadet until the very end.
Yes. If I'm not going to recover, then I don't want to just lie in bed waiting to die.
Then you'll need to submit your request on paper. I'm giving you a new prescription to take every morning. Just so you know, you may experience intense pain at night.
Yes, I understand.
Dismissed. You have another question?
Could I ask you not to tell anyone in Class 0 that I'm sick?
Oh, that's no problem. Personal information on cadets is strictly confidential. I won't tell anyone.
Sad.
Can I help you?
You're here to pick on me, aren't you? Aren't you?
What? I don't think we even know each other.
You didn't like how I looked at you or something like that. That's why you're picking on me!
Hey, lower your voice. You're making a scene.
Ah! You just told me not to make a scene. You told me to stop talking, to stop breathing!
You're exaggerating.
You didn't come here to pick on me. You came here to kill me! Well then, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens!
What? Hey!
Oh wait, this one's not ready yet. Ah! I'll be back for you!
Huh?
What was that all about?
Lots of characters here, I see.
Nothing here.
Hello.
Hey there. You guys totally couldn't have picked a better time to show up. Let me just ask you, are you interested in making some major gil off a minor investment? I'm right on the verge of a business boom, but just a teensy bit short of my capital, say 1,000 gil. Come on, you know you want to lend it to me. When that boom comes, it'll practically be a gil explosion for us. Sure. You guys are literally the sweetest. I knew I could count on you, and don't worry, I'm good for every gil. I doubt it, but so far I haven't found much to spend my money on, so. Name's Akagi from class 2nd. Please talk about how powerful our Eidolons are. Or people talk about how powerful our Eidolons are. But have you ever stopped to give thanks to them? Those gearheads and militants scoff at Eidolons, calling them convenient little creatures. But they're just because they wouldn't know a missile from a Moogle if it blew up in their face. Not only do they fail to acknowledge the Eidolon's awesome power, but they also overlook the fact that a summoner musters every ounce of strength in his body to perform the ritual. We revere the Eidolons as gods of war, guardian deities of Rubrum, not like the Empire would understand, judging how they abuse their beloved technology. Respect's a foreign concept.
What's up?
Alright, we have done all the talking necessary. Let's go pick up the quest from Kurosame again.
Why don't you put down the knife?
You don't tell a Tonberry what
At
to
ease.
do, Ace. I think that was the expert trial lady. No, who wasn't there when we came through earlier. Be right back. Alright, I'm back.
go!
Nine. Yeah, none of those counted. There. And now since I don't need any more enemies, it's going to prompt me for another fight, isn't it? No, okay, good.
At ease.
Take steady aim. Surround them! Take steady aim. Serves you.
Okay, that doesn't take up any time. Yeah, I guess we go ahead and advance to the next story mission.
Good work. Good work. Kupo?
At ease.
Dominion Army is mounting a campaign to retake Iska. A small task force will infiltrate Iska's fog-laden underground aqueducts, create a diversion using explosive magicite, and quickly occupy the area in the ensuing confusion. Visibility will be extremely limited, but Class 0 must navigate the waterways and position the magicite. Place the magicite in the energy reactors and detonate it, and take out the town's power supply. Also, equip the Protect spell before you deploy. Self-defense is key to survival.
As good as done.
We're on our way.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
We're counting on you.
I don't feel like that's a particularly useful location for me.
Good luck to you.
We're counting on you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck.
I'm rooting for you.
Class 0. Commencing maneuvers.
Unit 13 here. We're beginning our diversion tactic.
You can drain the water by turning the valve.
The fog is incredibly thick here. You won't be able to target the enemy.
And fire magic won't do you any good.
Well, luckily I'm using thunder magic.
I will outline our strategy.
Class 0, do you copy? There's a drain valve just up ahead. You can utilize it to let the water out of the waterway. The locations are on your map. Put the magicite in position at once.
We'll take care of the surface units. Class 0, just follow the plan.
Hey, you called?
Countered the Imperial Army sooner than expected. Commencing attack.
Kupo?
I'm here to help.
That's the controller. Set the Magicite. 2 more locations.
Plan for this many. We won't last long. Hurry!
I'm here now.
Only 1 more location. Keep going. Enemy movements are beyond expectation. Hurry, position the Magicite.
All right, I'm here. Reporting for duty. Try again.
This is Unit 13. What is Class 0 doing?
They're in the waterway. They need more time. That's the last one. Quickly, position the Magicite. Magicite in place. Now head for the enemy's central command. Operation depends on you. Occupy the enemy's central command ASAP.
Stop! Who's there?
We have no choice. We'll have to force activate the magicite. The controller has exploded. The town's power is out. There are now only a handful of troops near Central Command. Hurry! Occupy Central Command before the power comes back on.
Ask Central Command for backup! I can't. Our communications have been down since we lost power. Damn it! So that's what they were after!
Let me help.
This is it. Goodbye.
I'll help.
It's hard enough just dealing with the monsters.
Going somewhere?
Below! They're below us! Those filthy red rats are crawling around the sewers.
All right, I'm here.
Enemy sighted! Commencing attack! Here to help. Broke through? Are you ready? Stall them!
Fine.
Stall them!
I'll give you a hand.
Take this! Are you ready?
Where'd he go?
There's not much time before they have power again. The enemy forces are confused. Take out their commanders immediately!
strong! Call back nearby units! This area must not fall!
Reporting for duty.
Those brats defeated our base?
Well done.
Mission accomplished.
That one wasn't too bad. But I didn't do it fast enough. No, those crimson capes. You must be those cadets from the legendary Class 0. I've been serving as mayor of Iska for years now, but the town has never been in more trouble. Several citizens have reported sightings of Imperial officers prowling around the outskirts. I petitioned the military for assistance, but their hands are apparently too full to help us. How are we supposed to focus on reconstruction when our citizens are scared to turn out the lights at night because they're afraid for their safety? At this rate, they'll lose their minds. Please, cadets, eliminate the Imperial officers lurking outside the city and help me to give the citizens of Iska peace of mind they deserve. Sure. Yes, we will fight another round. That should do that. Excellent work. You cadets are quite reliable for kids your age. On behalf of the entire town of Iska, allow me to thank you. Alright, now I think we can head back to Academia. I could probably just push the return to Academia button, but I'd rather get whatever XP I can get from killing stuff on the way back.
Your Excellency, a report from the O9. They have located the target in Lorica and activated number 3. We estimate it to be under our full control by 1100 tomorrow morning.
So, it's finally come. Inform Kunmi we will no longer be requiring her inferior services.
Pyromans 842 RG. The Militesi Empire excavated the Black Tortoise crystal from the ruins of Lorica and placed it under military control. All Lorican Alliance territories were now occupied by the Militesi Empire, coming under complete control of the Imperial forces. This news spread quickly to the far reaches of Orience, sending shockwaves throughout all of Rubrum and the Kingdom of Concordia.
For now, we will ignore those. Particularly since the one we need wasn't even on the list. I'm not a Shiko from Class 2nd. We're kind of a big deal around Academia. Surely you've heard of us, haven't you? No. I hate being out in the field. I don't want to hurt any living creature, but killing your enemy is the only way to survive out there. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna read through the crystal stuff. A long time ago. The oldest extant verse of the scripture in Academia is perhaps the most open to interpretation. Unto Orience came the crystal of the vermilion bird, to guide the children of Rubrum and bestow the great task upon them. The great task referred to herein is commonly understood to mean the creation of Agito, and it is to that end the Academia was established. The great halls we know now were initially naught but a single schoolhouse, a quiet sanctuary where a few cadets might bask in the light of the crystal as they sought enlightenment. Yet as the teachings of the first Chancellor spread, so did the size of that humble schoolhouse. By the year 100, the use of magic had become so prevalent that Academia was now responsible for both research and enrichment. Attack spells, which fell monsters and destroy obstacles, as well as defense spells, which heal the wounded, would be analyzed and reformulated day and night. These could then be taught to individuals enrolled as Agito cadets who sought to actualize their full magic potential, thereby forming the basis of the Academia we have come to know. How a simple cryptic verse could alter the course of so many lives is indeed nothing short of remarkable. The formation of the Dominion is a unique example of how the intellectual world influences the material one. While Rubrum, Togorath, Iska, and Iban had shared borders, there were few military or economic pressures compelling the loosely affiliated states to unify. Rather, some 60 years after the peristyllium had first taken root, Its ideological principles brought these states together for the common good. Despite academia being the political heart of the Alliance, little thought was spared to its defense. Such was the case when monsters suddenly came to lay siege to the peristelium, and aid from the satellite states was slow to rise. But by the grace of the Laseed, academia survived to see the dawn. The official establishment of academia as the seat of power and the concomitant military force would come 3 years to the day after that harrowing night. So it came to pass that on Veristamin's 7th, 123 RG, the Dominion was born. The curious reader might inquire as to how the local region of Rubrum came to be synonymous with the Dominion as a whole. Yet it was merely a question of geography. All parties were in agreement that academia, to whom all former states paid fealty, rested well within Rubrum's territory, and so the appellation would be unanimously adopted by all in the interest of the political convenience. Such matters appear simpler for states sharing an ideological bond, as they often think alike. The Vermilion Bird Crystal blessed the citizens of the Dominion with the ability to use magic, but its gift was passed down by Agato cadets and cadets turned instructors propagating the will of the crystal. The state played no part in managing the transmission of magic in the Dominion. Nevertheless, once the 4 crystal states had been established, the Dominion government had no choice but to follow the example set by the other nations, promoting and overseeing the blessings of the crystal. No longer living in constant fear of ferocious monsters, the denizens of Orience now faced far more terrifying breed of foe, each other. Fortunately, no other nation had threatened the Dominion's borders since the expulsion of the Dracobaltians. However, news of the Lorican-Militesi War quickly reached Rubrum, and the Dominion government thought it was wise to strengthen its magical faculties so as to prepare itself for the potential assault. Thus, academia founded the Sorcery Division. This department was responsible for any and all magic matters. Up until that point, spells had been transmitted from citizen to citizen on an individual basis. Sorcery's first order of business was to classify these spells by type and unify the standards between them, thus creating an environment in which anyone with magical ability could cast spells at will. The establishment of the Sorcery Division and the systemization of spells also brought about great changes in the organization of the Dominion military. Previously, the Legionnaires fought solely based on their individual magical prowess. Now that the military could form squads united around a single class of magic, legions saw the rise of units defined by characteristic spells, such as the Fire Squad or the Cure Squad. Before simmering crises began erupting into full-scale wars, the government must establish a department specializing in military affairs. However, the Chancellor of Academia's greatest obligation was the cultivation of Agito, and his responsibilities as headmaster took precedence over his duties as head of state. Thus, without a proper leader in position, the Dominion's military organization was extremely fragile. To alleviate this problem, the Dominion formed a new division, Central Command, to take Academia's place in directing the army. All military responsibilities shifted from the Chancellor to this new department. Headed by the newly appointed Commandant, not only did Central Command receive total command of the Dominion legions, but it also assumed responsibility for all logistical issues as well, such as the mobilization of troops and the development of new armaments. By establishing Central Command, the Rubrum Army was able to deploy troops to engage enemies with more speed and efficiency. However, it also meant that the Agato cadets now existed separately from the legions and only joined the army for field training.
I see you're all here. Let's begin. Some of you may already know, but
After driving the Imperial Army out of the area around Academia, the Dominion legions aimed to reclaim more of their lost territory. Their sights on the eponymous stronghold in the Torgareth region, Dominion Central Command initiated Operation Mithril Axe. Predicting that the Dominion would attempt to seize the stronghold, the Empire established a line of defense to intercept the invasion. Nevertheless, Ruben's momentum gave them the advantage, and they gradually pushed the milities back until the focus of the battle shifted to retaking the fortress itself. Torgareth's stronghold originally belonged to the Dominion, but Imperial engineers completely rewired its defense system, preventing the Dominion legions from entering the facility. Determined to reclaim the stronghold at all costs, the Commandant dispatched the Dominion's remaining reserve units, including a cadet task force, to Torgareth, and the legions succeeded in taking back the base. Mere moments after the stronghold fell, however, the White Tiger Lassie Nimbus arrived at Torgareth. The Vermilion Bird Lassie, Lord Zuyu, intercepted Nimbus, and a frenzied duel broke out, effectively ending the battle between the conventional forces just as the Dominion gained the upper hand. The clash between the two Lassie obliterated everything in the surrounding area, including the stronghold itself. Although the demigod's intervention brought the battle to an abrupt halt, the Dominion still seized control of North Torgareth, and seeing as the Imperial army had incurred greater casualties, victory went to the Dominion.
All
At the onset of the war, the Empire's main strength was its fleet of warrior MAs. Although these mechs could easily handle regular Dominion legionnaires, the only hope they had of defeating the cadets was to outnumber them. Moreover, victory against the Dominion's Eidolons was simply not possible, so MA pilots had no choice but to flee until the summoning had expired. Hoping to remedy their pernicious predicament, Imperial scientists devised the heavy-armored Colossus and the airborne Helldiver MA models, which in turn helped spur the development of other models which would aid in the anti-Dominion offensive. One of these was the Dainsleif? Yeah, I think it's Dainsleif, deployed in the invasion of Academia. This MA was equipped with a crystal jammer, a device that nullifies the power of enemy crystals, allowing the Empire to effectively paralyze all troops in Orient's reliance on their crystal for strength. At the time of the invasion, however, the crystal jammer used was nothing more than a prototype. Furthermore, only a Lassie could operate the jammer mounted on Dainsleif, and it would require a considerable amount of time and further testing before the machine could be put to more practical use. The other new model was the prototype Gabriel, equipped with a magical shield capable of neutralizing the Dominion spells and piloted by Brigadier General Kator Bashtar at the Battle of Torgareth. Unlike the crystal jammer, this magic shield function was simple enough for even mortals' control. Unfortunately, the Gabriel was also very unstable and prone to overheating, and it would be some time until this mech was truly ready for battle. Both these MAs were designed to disable Dominion spells and Eidolons, as the Empire was keenly aware of the fact that heavy plated armor and high mobility alone would not be enough to counter the magic of the Vermilion Bird Crystal.
Weapons of mass.
After careful consideration, Dominion Central Command produced a promising strategy: establish a base of operations at Iska and use it as a foothold for reclaiming the region. The Dominion chose Iska not only because it occupied a key location, but because of the aqueducts beneath the town. According to the Commandant, a special task force could infiltrate the waterways and detonate magicite to destroy the subterranean dynamos. From there, the legions could swoop in and overtake the town while the Imperial troops scrambled to get the power back on. However, the legions were not properly trained nor equipped to carry out such a highly specialized mission. Thus, Central Command deployed a group of cadets to invade the underground aqueducts of Iska. The entire operation went exactly according to plan. The cadets infiltrated the waterways without incident, placed and detonated the magicite, and created the diversion necessary for the legions to move in and capture the town.
Pyromans 8.
An uncontrollable firecracker with a chip on her shoulder and a bomb in her bag. Mutsuki has convinced herself the entire world is out to pick on her. With her explosive personality and constant bomb threats, this petite paranoiac leaves a lasting impression on everyone she meets. However, although she doesn't realize it herself, Matsuki is a brilliant inventor, and the Armory has even hired her to assist them on several projects. The premier authority on all magical matters, Quan is more knowledgeable in spells and incantations than anyone else in academia, including his instructors. The search for the ultimate spell is his sole raison d'etre, and he has no qualms about expressing his disinterest in other matters. That does not, however, mean he is cold or asocial. If one were to engage Quan in conversation about the magic or himself, he would gladly expound on the exquisite nature of either one to great length. The youngest member of Dominion Central Command, Kasumi stands in for Tachinami whenever he is engaged in other business, delivering orders to and coordinating time for Class 0. She is mature and brilliant beyond her years, having already proven her prowess in the field. Gentle but firm, Kasumi functions less as a liaison and more like a big sister to Class 0. They value her friendship and her guidance during the toughest of missions. This Primus Lassie has gradually lost his humanity over his near 100-year life, leaving behind only absolute obedience to the White Tiger Crystal and nothing else. Now that Marshal Alstein has taken the crystal hostage, however, Nimbus answers only to Sid. He hides his face and his emotions behind an intimidating mask, and many of the army find his extremely taciturn nature to be unsettling. In combat, Nimbus generates a portal in midair and unleashes arrows of compressed light. He occasionally compresses this radiant energy to wield as a sword. To the denizens of the Dominion, Ifrit has come to represent all that Eidolons embody: strength, resilience, and agility vastly exceeding mortal capabilities. The first Eidolon officially assigned to military units, Ifrit received praise for his ease of summoning and all-around exceptional functionality in the field. Although Ifrit has fallen out of use in recent years, it still remains a prominent fixture in the Dominion Legion's rearguard. The eponymous Eidolon of the Golem class, this slow sentinel more than makes up for its abysmal speed with its incredibly high defense. Second in military summonings only to Ifrit, Golem can easily withstand even the most powerful enemy assault. In spite of its high deployment rate, however, Golem rarely sees action on the battlefield. Instead, the Dominion Legions employ this Eidolon to guard the strongholds and other key military facilities. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. An Eidolon specializing in a frosty offensive, Shiva boasts the highest mobility of all the Dominion's summoned warriors. In spite of her frailty, she is able to freeze enemies in their tracks with Winter Wonderland, allowing Shiva and her allies to descend upon and neutralize the target. Although sorcery has forged numerous covenants with this Eidolon, her powers prove less than useful against the Empire's steel weaponry. Instead, Central Command often deploys her to the Concordian front, where she can make quick work of the kingdom's monsters. The enhanced armor these troopers wear does not indicate any sort of special status. Rather, these gunners are issued the same gear as super soldiers out of necessity. The high-caliber heavy machine guns they wield are inoperable in the hands of a common soldier. The guns themselves are known as the Type-37 17mm rotary cannons, multi-barrel machines with nearly 10 times more powerful than standard-issue rifles. Once they've run out of ammunition, though, the operators are left completely vulnerable while they reload their weapon. Although scientists have bred and raised these corals for use in the Imperial Army, they have not made any sort of genetic modifications. Thus, the felines themselves are physiologically identical to their wild counterparts. Because they are such agile and intelligent creatures, they are far more lethal and reliable in combat than common soldiers. Moreover, corals are blessed with acute senses, and the Empire has begun employing these creatures as guard animals around many of their strongholds. The current face of the Imperial fleet, the Colossus, was originally designed as a new heavily armored MA that could hold its own against the Dominion's powerful Eidolons. Developed on the S-347 armored terrain MA, began in the year 837, 5 years before the onset of the war. The Empire officially sanctioned the Colossus soon after combat began. The 203mm cannon built into the MA's left arm provides more than twice the firepower of the previous mechs in the Imperial fleet. But the Colossus' fire control system cannot properly aim while the mech is in motion. Although true victory over Rupert's Beast of War ultimately proved impossible, the Empire's Colossus fleet managed to drive back its opponents through sheer force of numbers, a feat the Warrior never accomplished. Imperial scientists have long sought to create a high-mobility, flight-capable Magitech armor, and they finally succeeded with the Gabriel. Sensing the coming of the war, researchers rushed the development of the mech and managed to deploy the device at Togareth as a test, not of its long-range arsenal, but of its magic barrier. While the Gabriel's magic neutralization capabilities functioned perfectly, the MA's preliminary engine was unable to handle prolonged use. As a result, the Gabriel would periodically overheat, leaving it completely vulnerable to enemy retaliation, much to the frustration of its pilot, Brigadier General Kapor Bashton. Loosely modeled after the imposing Imperial dreadnoughts, this compact battle droid has designed to emulate the offensive capabilities of a human soldier at a fourth of the cost of outfitting a single trooper. However, although the Martinet's firepower proved more than sufficient, its mobility and AI left much to be desired, perhaps in part because it's built on the second-hand parts. Thus, the Type-37 automated battle droid was relegated to a supporting role in the Imperial fleet, deployed en masse to potential hotspots in order to preemptively wear down enemy forces before they engage the main forces. Troubled by the Martinet's lack of firepower, military scientists set out to develop a new droid capable of defending the Empire's key strategic locations. What they created was an amalgam of trinitotoluene and parts of the scrapped Martinets, the Panjandrum. Simple in design and thus ideal for large-scale production, the Panjandrum serves one function: to halt an assault by any means necessary, including self-destruction. This drone was first sanctioned as the Type-37 Automated Battle Droid 2.0 on the cusp of the Great War and employed in combat shortly thereafter. However, because the Panjandrum is designed as a single-use weapon, the fleet was expended rather quickly, and only a few machines remained in the aftermath. most common dreadnought in the Empire, this airship is initially developed to relay messages between other crafts. Imperial Central Command was quick to capitalize on its convenient size, however, and repurposed the vessels for transporting supplies and personnel. Thus, although all mid-sized carriers may ostensibly be the same, their interior structures vary greatly, depending on the function of each craft. For example, the aft of the standard carrier, Type 33 A22, is normally left empty so that to accommodate plenty of materials and passengers, while vessels designed for land troops, Type 33 L31, are furnished with seats for the soldiers, and command vessels, Type 33 C34, contain communications equipment. One of Rubram's finest magitechnological advances, the Dominion Army has installed this device in nearly all of its strongholds. When an intruder approaches, the channel gate will automatically generate a portal and call forth a powerful Eidolon. Although summoning usually requires human beings to sacrifice his or her life, scientists in sorcery developed a way to freeze summoning portals in their early stages, and they then reactivate them using time manipulation magic, with or without someone present. However, resuming the summoning process requires an immense amount of energy, and the entire security system will shut down when one severs the power supply. I'm not going to bother reading about the various little monsters. Yeah, I see we have lost access to the quest we were looking at before. Alright guys, I think that's about where I'm going to call it for the night. Let's see, who is going to get some levels this week? Let's give some levels to Queen. Alright guys, that is where I'm going to call it for tonight. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And until then, have a good night.